everyone, it's Di here from Di's Den, and I know you can't see my card, but today we are going to make this card. It is a Cascade card. This one I made using the honeybees from last year celebration, but I thought, well, I still had some of the paper and the bees. I love these bees, so I thought I would make this card as my demonstration model. But this year we're going to make it with the strawberries. So for this year, I have never made this card before. I had to actually sit down and work out all the measurements, as everything I have found about it was for American sizes, which is a little bit wider and shorter, so it wouldn't fit into a DL envelope. So that's how it looks. If you turn it over, that's the other side. So I've done mine in white and black and white rather. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to do this, and we're going to do it with the strawberries. I'll show you what we need. Let's pop that on one side. Okay, we're going to be using the sweet strawberry, which comes in a bundle with this beautiful builder punch, which has a strawberry and the thing that goes on the top of the strawberry, you know, the stalk. It's got a few leaves and flowers, which we're not going to use, but I will show you how I cut it out so that you don't waste all your paper. I'm also going to use the Celebration Berry Blessings just for this wishing you the very best. Berry best. That sounds really hard to say. Which also comes with this beautiful paper pack, which we're going to use today as well. This has got some absolutely gorgeous papers in it. Let me do that side, and then we'll turn it over and we'll do the other side. I love these leaves, and that looks just like strawberries there. Yeah, so I think it's absolutely gorgeous, and we are actually going to use this sheet here, which is the other side of this one. So this looks like a picnic rug to me, you know, tablecloth to me, so that's why I'm using that one. Now I'm also using, which is retired, but it's an optional thing. I'm only showing you this so that you can see my idea, and this is the basket weave embossing folder. So, and I'll show you what I did with that in a moment. So let's pop them on the side. So we're going to use the, as I say, wishing you the very best out of that set, and out of this set we're going to Happy Birthday You Sweet Thing. We're going to use the strawberry and the colour and impart, and just this green bit, which I'm not going to actually cut out because I've already cut that out. So what I did there, this is Old Olive paper card, and I actually stamped with Garden Green, and you had a strip that was 1 1/8 wide, and I stamped them in a row this way, so they were all facing like this way when they were on the paper. And then by doing that, when you pop this in here, you can just feed it straight through, and well, they're up the other way, and you don't lose all this paper with everything else. So that's what I did for that. But we will do some strawberries because I've got 4 stalks left, so we will do some strawberries, and that piece of card is about 1 1/2 inches wide. So let's pop that out of the way so we can start. So this card you are going to need, and there's quite a lot of bits, so I've actually done a little bit of the card. You're going to need an A4 sheet of card, which is 11 3/4 by 8 1/4 by 11 3/4. You're going to need, for your layers, let me find my layers because I've actually stuck quite a few of them together already. Okay, for my front layer, you're going to need a piece of card that measures 5 inches by 3 5/8 inches, and then the DSP layer, which measures 4 5/8 by 3 3/8. For the middle layers, which we're going to do together, you're going to need 2 pieces of coloured card, and they measure 6 1/2 by 3 5/8. 6 1/2 by 3 5/8. And then you're going to need a DSP layer that measures 6 1/8 by 3 3/8, and a white layer that measures the same, 6 3/8 by 6 1/8 by 3 3/8. Oh, it's Gosh, I'm getting these measurements a bit muddled this morning. And then for our back layer, you're going to need a piece of card that measures 7 7/8 by 3 5/8, and a designer series paper size that measures 7.5 by 3 3/8. Now they're all the bits we need for the card. I'm making mine with I've done my saying, but I will show you how I did this. So for that you'll need a piece of card that measures 1 inch by, I don't know, about 3 inches. And because of what I'm going to do with mine, and I'll show you what I did, this is just a piece of, oh gosh, I can't even think of the colour now, crumb cake that measures about 2 3/4 inches by 1.5 inches. And then I just chopped off the corners on one bit each side, and I put this through my embossing folder for my basket weave. But I will show you what I'm going to do with that in a moment. And then, as I say, we've got our piece for our strawberries. So we're going to start with our main piece of card. So let's pop those pieces out of the way. Our main piece of card here. And what we're going to do is we're going to pop this into our trimmer. And I'm doing it all on my trimmer because it's easier, because we're going to use the trimmer for most of it. So we're going to pop this in the trimmer, and we're going to score this at 3 7/8. So let's move the cutting blade out of the way. So we're going to score that at 3 7/8. We're then going to turn it around 180 degrees, and we're going to score that at 3 7/8 once again. So. And while we've still got this, then we're going to use our pencil, and we're going to pop this in long ways, like with the short side at the top, and we're going to mark this with a pencil at 3 7/8. So that seems to be a measurement that we love today. So what we're going to do now, from that pencil mark, we're going to cut all the way down to this top corner here. So we're going to pop this into our scoreboard, our trimmer on an angle, so that we can now trim from that 3 7/8 mark through to the 8 1/4 mark. You'll find that it doesn't quite cut at the top if you've got the same trimmer as me. So you just need to just chop that tiny bit off. And that is our card base. This piece here, that is just a bit of scrap now. So let's pop that on one side, move our trimmer out of the way for a second. And what we're going to do is we're going to now use our eraser just to remove the pencil mark. So we're then going to fold this card as such. This is going to be a mountain fold. The first fold at the bottom is going to be a mountain fold. And then our second fold is going to be a valley fold. And that is the basis of our card. So what we're going to do next is I will talk you through all of these, but I will show you what I did with those ones. And we will do those ones together. So we took our front piece, our front layer 1, and we popped this in our trimmer, and we marked it at the 3 5/8 mark, and then we cut from the 3 5/8 mark up to the 5-inch mark. And we did the same with our DSP layer, and we popped this in at the, let me see if I can find it. Must be on the next page, no? Three 3/8, and I've got this wrong, so this is good because this allows me to, oh no, front layer 2, that's right, that's correct. So this then is marked at 3 3/8 and up to the 4 whatever that is, 4 5/8 mark, and we've cut that off. So we've done that one, so, and we did the same with the last one. So this one is the 7 inches, and we actually marked to the 6 5/8, and when we cut it across, and then the last bottom one we marked at the 6 3/8 and cut it across. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go through this one because this is the one that is actually the little bit more complicated one, in the fact that we need to mark these differently. So for the middle sections, we're going to pop this in to our trimmer, and we're going to mark this on the right hand side. So this is the right hand side. Okay, so we're going to mark this one on the right hand side at the 5 1/8 mark, where the others we did on the left hand side. You will find my written tutorial for this on my Facebook group page, which is Di's Den for Stamping, Crafting and Tutorial, so it will actually have everything there. Then we're going to actually, now that we've done that, we're going to cut from that 5 1/8 mark up to, without getting our belly in the trimmer, up to the, whatever that is, 6 1/2 mark. And we're going to do that again on the other piece, but this time we're going to put this in at the let me see, where am I? I'm going to pop this in at the 5 1/8 mark again, and this time we're going to mark it on the left hand side, and we're going to cut that at that angle as well. This means that we have one facing one way and one facing the other. Now when we get our card, which are wherever I put it, what have I done with my card? Here it is. We're going to need the one that is cut from the right hand side to the left to go on the inside there, which means that our designer series paper needs to be cut the same way. So our designer series piece of paper needs to go into that into our trimmer at 4 7/8 and marked on the right hand side and cut across on that same angle. Excuse me, someone's opened my door and you can hear my washing machine going. And that will then correspond beautifully with this one here. Okay, and then for our white section, we're going to pop this one in on the same angle, the 4 7/8, and we're going to cut this on the left hand side. Now it sounds a little bit double-de-Dutch, but when you're listening to all the measurements and the things, but if you go to my website, as I said, my Facebook group, you will find all of the instructions there, and it is written, and I've actually had help with this card, which was from my friend Frances again, so she has helped me through with all the different measurements and making sure I've got my lefts and my rights around the right way. So I'm going to remove these pencil marks from these pieces and these pieces, and we're going to glue these pieces together. Now, hang on a moment, I left the glue behind. Back again, and this, now I have my glue, and I'm going to glue my designer series paper layer to my green layer, which is Granny Apple Green in this case, and I'm going to pop that onto there. Now I'm going to get my card and we're going to glue these pieces on. So we're going to start with our front piece. So we're going to glue that onto the front of the card. And we're going to do our back piece as well. So let's move those out of the way for a moment. Yeah, that's better. Runaway piece of card. And that's on the back section. And now we're going to turn this card over so that the two pieces that we've just stuck on are on the other side, and we're going to glue this one to the middle section here. That way when our card sits straight up, we have them looking like so. We're then going to glue just our green piece, or our layer 1, onto the inside, making sure we get it around the correct way, because we don't want to put the glue on the wrong side. And we'll just pop that one into the middle, that way that one's there ready to go. So our card should look like this: layer, DSP, layer, layer, DSP. Turn it over, blank, layer, DSP, blank. So we're going to pop that on one side, and I'm going to stamp my strawberries so I can show you what I did here before we go on with the rest of the card. So, because we'll do all our stamping in one go. So let's pop that there. And I have my black, my Memento, and my strawberry, and I'm going to just stamp 4 strawberries, because I have 4 things, with a gap between them, a nice size gap between them, but not too big a gap. And if I don't use all these strawberries, it's not a big deal, because we know who will get the strawberries. So we've done that, and now, oh, red, that's where I wanted, the red one. This is real red, and I'm going to just stamp my real red strawberry colouring over the top of my strawberries, which is not very good in that one, or that one. That one looks better. Let's do this one again on that edge, and on that edge there, that's better. Okay, so let's pull that over, and we're bringing our strawberry punch, and because our paper is only this small, we're not, and I've got it upside down, but it doesn't matter, just turn it around the other way. You're not going to waste as much. As you can see you're only going to lose a tiny bit of paper or card between each strawberry. So we're going to pop them strawberries out. Here's my arm in the way there. That's good. Okay, so I've got rid of that. I've got 4 strawberries there. And let's get rid of all my bits of junk. There we go. Not much rubbish at all. We have 4 strawberries, and as I say, I have 4 stalks here. So I will pop these stalks onto the strawberries, so we can then see how they go together. And that's so really easy. So just like so, and we've done our strawberries. I chose to do mine in a 2 colour for the green, because I thought that it just looked right, but that's just a personal preference. So you do what you feel is good for you. And the last strawberry. Okay dokie, so we've done our last strawberry here. We'll pop that one on the top there. So then we're going to just pop the lid on thing on the glue here for a moment. Get in there. And I'm just going to bring in a piece of scrap paper. So I'll pop them up there to dry, just so we can stamp this piece here, which I'm going to stamp my happy birthday in the red. So it says it says, get all this glue off the top, ink off the top. It says, happy birthday you sweet thing. And I'm going to stamp that into the centre of my card. Now I'll leave that open because I'm going to then stamp 1 or 2 strawberries down this side off the paper. And let's move that out of the way. And then I'll pop my strawberry pieces on the top. And I will actually move my strawberry off of there because I didn't bring my other blocks, just to put the stalks on here. So let's move that one out of the way and get my stalk out. You're only going to see an end of the strawberry stalk. You're not going to see a big bit of it. So, and the top one you won't see at all. Down the other side, I'm just going to pop. I have this beautiful one here that has the florally bit on it, which I'm just going to stamp in the centre here, like so. And that's all my stamping done there. So I've just got my marker pens here, because I'm not going to use all the other colours, and my garden green, and I will just colour in my leaves here and his stalk. And I'll just colour my leaves on this side as well with this garden green. These stalks. And then for my little flowers, I'm going to use my Blushing Bride, just for like the strawberry flowers, because I can't remember what colour strawberry flowers are. And that's our insert done. Okay, so let's now move that out of the way and glue our insert to the inside of the card. Which I think actually looks quite lovely actually. It looks beautifully summery, and strawberries are a beautiful summer fruit. So that is the front of our card. If we can stamp our saying, which I didn't put on the block, but so I won't stamp it, and then using my picker punch, my banner picker punch, I can actually cut this out so that it's this shape. I then used my Real Red and a blushing brush just to wrap around the edges of it. So we won't do that, but I will show you what I had in mind for this. So I'm going to pop some dimensions onto this, just along the bottom and up the sides, not across the top. And I'm going to pop this onto the front of my card so it looks like a basket. Now this is just my interpretation of this card, so whatever you do is up to you. I'm going to then glue some of my strawberries inside so that they look like they're in the punnet. So let's glue my strawberries in. going to put a second layer on here, so I'm hoping that it won't be too stuck down too quickly. Oops. And there's my other strawberry. Oops. It's going to have to go underneath that one. And there's my strawberries in the punnet. I think that looks actually gorgeous. So I'm going to use a couple more of these dimensions on my saying for the front of the card that says wishing you the very best, and I'm popping that on an angle across there like so. With my other strawberries, as I say, I have way too many strawberries here, so I know that Mum will get some strawberries. I'm going to then just glue my strawberries onto the top of my card. Onto the top of my card like so. There's my door open again and my dog just walked in. So you won't need to put glue all the way up because we're leaving them hanging over the edge. That one I think needs to go over a bit, that's better. For my next layer I'm going to do exactly the same thing again and glue my strawberries onto the top layer here. Oops, get over there. Oh, my strawberries have got the mind of their own today. And that one there. This top layer, we cannot go above this line here. So we can put a couple up the top, as long as we don't go above that line. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually glue these over the top of these, I think, so that they look right when the card is open. How about that? And I have just thought of that as I'm going along. I won't do it on the others, only on the one that shows on the inside. Look at this. This is absolutely looking gorgeous, I think. I must admit I'm happy with it. I will then pop a few strawberries down this inside here, looking like they just fell wherever they did. Whoops. Oh, come on, I can't turn the darn thing over. And that's it. I think if I put any more strawberries on there, I think it will be too many. So it looks like Mum's getting 2, 4, 6 strawberries to put on a card. So what do you think? I think it's absolutely gorgeous. I absolutely love it. I think it's just perfect. It looks yummy enough to eat. So where's my other card? Here's my other one. This is the one that I did with the bees. And I love that too. It's so gorgeous in the black and the white. And just this little bit of yellow in here, which is bumblebee colour. So I hope you've enjoyed today's card. And I hope you have a go at it. And thank you, Frances, for helping me sort out my tutorial. And you will find the written tutorial for this card on my Facebook group, which I will put the link below here. That's Die stand for Stamping, Crafting and Tutorials. Please subscribe if you would like to keep up to date with my tutorials. I post a tutorial every Sunday morning at 8 a.m. South Australian time. So I hope to see you there. Bye for now.